Hi, welcome to my video. I'm making a steampunk themed wedding guest book, or I suppose it could be a guest book for any occasion. I'm gonna film little bits of me making the book, so that bit will be more interesting to crafters. So if you want to skip straight away to the finished book, if you're interested in buying it and you've come to this through my Etsy shop or my blog or something, then I will put in the description the time that you need to skip to, so you can go straight to there if you want and miss out all the faffing about with making it. I haven't been very good at keeping you updated or filming me making the beginning of this book. Sorry, I just got carried away. You just get started and you just keep going. So I'm going to show you now what I've done so far and show you the mess I'm sitting in. This is the problem when you're a bit stuck for space. So here's me sitting cross-legged on the floor. Here's my little stash of bits I'm working on. Here's my album. Here's a page with the glue dots, which I've now dried, my pearly dots. Here's my box of papers, my tape, a bag of embellishments, got bits in. Here's my box of inks and perfect pearls, glitter glue in that box. In this big thing, various bits of embellishments are all in there. In this box underneath are my stamps. Here's my little fan heater for if I'm just popping in here for a minute. Here's my radiator, oil-filled radiator, because that radiator is rubbish and it is freezing. In here I've got glue things, some brads, paintbrushes, little bits and pieces, a little Dovecraft tin of tools, my water for my gluey paintbrush. Over here I've got some paper shapes in this thing here, some more paper, some tags, and then beyond that is my usual rubbish for sewing stuff. Not rubbish, mess, that's the word. It's not rubbish at all. Okay, so let's show you what I've done so far. I think I'm going to do a video on how I've aged the paper, how I do the sort of making it look vintagey. I think I'll do a separate video on that. I really like this page. This is my favourite page so far. I'm just going to skip through it because it's nowhere near finished yet. So if I've got a few tags ready, I've done some little flowers, Prima flowers. I do love the pearl dots. That's this liquid pearls, which judging by the price I bought in Hobby Lobby. That must have been in California last time we were there, about 4 years ago. Yeah, I love these. They're quick to do, but it's a pain to dry because they take ages to dry. But it just adds that little more of a special touch to a page and perfect for putting in the middle of flowers. Yeah, it's basically tea stain and ink. Yeah, none of these pages have been decorated yet. So I'm about halfway through maybe, and I've already spent about 5 hours on this. I'm going to end up with 10 pages of card and 10 pages of like designer cardstock, like this one, which is a variety. I've used a mix of, well, I can show you over here. Some of the little pieces of paper I've got Prima Lyric. I do love Prima. Prima Botanical. There's a couple of pages in there with steampunky symbols on. This one is brilliant. Engraver. Again Prima. Well, you can see from the colour this is perfect for a steampunk theme. I'll do a quick flick through it for you. What else do we have over here? A Tattered Time. This is DCWV. And this paper, which I have lost the cover of, so I can't tell you where it's from. Oh, yes I can. Oh, it's Tim Holtz Ideology. These are double-sided. Typical Tim Holtzy grungy sort of stuff. There we go. So those are the papers I'm using. Right, I don't think there's a lot more to show you at the moment. I have a top tip for you. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of a downside to this top tip. The first thing you need to do, and I'm really sorry about this, but the first thing you need to do is go to a supermarket and buy a box of Ferrero Rochers, and then you have to eat them, really, because what you're after is the box. So I'm sorry about that, but the best thing to do is to eat them, and then a box for your glue, because of course I have a massive tub. The best way to buy PVA glue, which is, let's face it, the best glue, is in a great big tub. I've got a massive tub behind me which I can't really reach to show you at the moment, which I bought from a DIY shop. So it's like a huge tub, like 2.5 litres or something, for the same price that you would buy a tiny little pot in a craft shop. And then I pour it out into the Ferrero Rocher box, and then the lid stops it from drying out. Okay, there's my top tip for the day. So this is it. It's quite a huge thing. This is the cover. Like with most of them, I've got pieces of wood that I've pyrographed with names and a date to show you an example of what you could have on your cover. But on this one I haven't actually glued any down, so I could do one large one or 3 small ones perhaps. Might be just room for 3. And there are 20 pages, or 40 if you count them off like a book. So there are only 5 pictures that can be shown on my Etsy shop. So this is to help you make up your mind if you want to see some more pages, or if this is the sort of thing you like making yourself, then maybe it'll give you a bit of inspiration. Right, I think I've lined this up okay for you to see. So here's the finished book. Yeah, like I showed you, the names here are just as an example, so I can put the couple's names and the date, or any wording of your choice really. And it's just bound with lace, and some lace and pearls and a little thing, little cog, and some perfect pearls drops there. So I'll just take those out and out of the way. I'll go through this quickly because otherwise it's going to take me forever. It's got like a little pocket here. It's a sort of hard board cover. Loads of tags. There's loads of tags and stuff all the way through. So I've used a mix of just ordinary card and DCWV papers and Prima papers. This one's Prima, I think that one's DCWV. So there's loads of places for guests to write their messages on. Or if you want, you can put pictures there. This one's my favourite page. I love the little feather and the buttons. And this is an old half p coin. I just about remember those. Used to be able to buy a chocolate mouse for half a penny. Loads of little tags, little cogs, steampunky paper again. I'll just go through really quickly so you can see all the pages really. Little tags on there, you can write on there. On there. Couple of tags there to write on. I've got some Tim Holtz tissue tape here. Some handmade paper. I think some of this paper might be 7 Gypsies. I can't remember now. So as you can see, all the papers are distressed with a mix of tea, ink, watercolour paints. These slip in and out here. And these are some wooden embellishments I've used. More bits here, some fabric there, there. And these slip out, right, these cute little hearts there. My cat determined to be in the video. and these come out of there. And I used a Spellbinders Grand Caliber machine to do these shapes. And we've got more of the hearts here to write little notes on the back. And tabs here. Things in the pocket there. And of course you can always add your own little clock charm there. You can always add like your own photos or notes or anything you want to remember from your day, like menus or service cards. You could pop in the little pockets. And there we are, that's the end. Well, that's all the pages. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to take a look, please see the link below in the description, which will take you to the shop where I've got this book for sale. And thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to see more of my arty crafty bits and pieces. Bye.